All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to Morris Brandon's GOTeam Meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I'm pleased to call this meeting of the Morris Brandon's GOTeam to order. Our first order of business is to call roll. The secretary will now take the roll. I'm not going to switch voices here, but this is me as well.
Right.
A little awkward. And Kim will be here soon. All right. Please respond present when your name is called. Principal Bland,
Present.
Aaron Bourne,
Present.
Chris Fellows.
Here.
Okay. And Kim Ball is on the way. Hannah Moses.
Actually, I'm here on the phone. You can count me as present, just with 5 voice.
Okay, I have you, Kim.
Moses is here. I'm letting her
And
in.
Miss
Moses is
Moses.
here. I'm letting her in right now.
Okay, I have her marked down.
Okay.
Miss Jordan,
Present.
Dr. Forehand.
Present.
Okay, I have myself. Tiffany Ingram,
Present.
Melissa Mexico.
Present.
Excellent. And a quorum is established.
All right.
All right. Okay. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you and is available. Please take a moment to review the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
I don't think we have a cluster advisory report still.
Okay.
So I think we may have done that last one, but we left it on there, but we haven't had one. So we could skip over that.
Yeah, we have one
Excellent.
next week, so then I'll update at the next one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Made a note of that. Okay. If no other changes, may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Erin. And may I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Excellent. Okay. The approval and motion has passed. Next, we will review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections? If there are no corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Dr. Forehand. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Moses. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Excellent. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions, please identify yourself or raise your hand. Okay, excellent. The motion has passed to approve the minutes. Okay, next we will move on now to the discussion items on our agenda.
Okay. Thank you all so much. Oh, go ahead. Are you done, Ashley? I'm sorry.
Have a little bit more.
Oh, keep going. Keep going.
I was just going to say our next agenda item is the budget feedback presentation, and Principal Bland will walk us through the proposed schools draft budget, which was shared at the last meeting and with everyone before the meeting. After the presentation, we'll have a discussion about how the budget aligns with our school strategic plan. As we review the budget, it's important to focus on how any adjustments from the district's baseline funding support our school's goals. This is an opportunity for us as a GOTeam to provide feedback and ensure that our school is making the most of its available resources. And with that, I'll pass it over to Principal Bland to present the information. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. And great job, by the way. Are you remaining on? Are you remaining on?
Yes, I'll be on.
Okay, I see a future officer position for you in the future.
Oh dear.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for coming back. I appreciate you all. I know this job is thankless and it does require you to jump on Zoom once or twice a month this time of year. And I want you to know that does not go unnoticed. I appreciate you. The real work was done when we looked at our data, we looked at our strategic plan, we created our rankings. That was all great work. This part of the job is very much done by me, and I get that. The good news is that two things. One, this is the exact same presentation we had last week, with the exception of 3 slides that are going to show us what our class sizes are going to be like and a few staffing changes that might make it a little more understanding or visible to you. And the next thing is that I actually had my district staffing conference about 3 hours ago, where I went in front of, all of HR, my boss, everybody in the room, and they all also saw the budget and definitely think it looks great, approved it, and is just waiting on our GOTeam approval that we need to do today. Okay, so let's kind of slide through these slides, and if you have any questions, just stop me or ask. All right. Reminder of our strategic plan here. We actually took some time to review this with our staff at our staff meeting on Tuesday. We took the mission and vision, by the way. I did a great PL over break, and we're going to put it into kid-friendly terms. I've already done that, and we're going to start showing it on the announcements so our students also understand our mission and vision and what that means. Here's our rankings. These are the descriptions we talked about on the next slide, so I'll jump right to it. Our focus areas were here. Responsibility was shared. We're abolishing 2 paras, but creating positions for them so they can help with our mentoring program next year. Efficient and effective. We're maximizing our school budget to lower our class sizes that we wanted, adding a teacher in second, adding a teacher in fourth. It's going to help us keep those class sizes down for those large grade levels coming in. Our strength is our team. We're looking for engagement and retention, growth opportunities. We're abolishing a clerk and a secretary and creating a full-time clerk and a school business manager, creating clear growth opportunities for our staff. Our school is efficient and effective. We're going to hire a general maintenance worker to help with our site manager that we still don't have, but we're going to get one. I feel good about it. A little bit about the summary overview tab. I'll let you just look at that real quick. Oops. Baseline is what the district suggests. Staffed is how we have it staffed. And then the difference is just like the difference between baseline and staffed. Okay. A couple of things you'll see here. We're baseline for 106.5 positions, but we actually have 115. Okay. We have a lot more staff, which is good in the classrooms. They're doing stuff with the kids. Remember, most of those are extra homeroom teachers to make those class sizes smaller. I'm not going to go through this whole document again, but just take a look at our baseline and what we have staffed. If anybody has any questions, let me know. The big ones are the ones with the negatives, and I can help you with that. Okay. 4th grade teacher. We actually do have next year 8 of them, but 2 of them are listed as EIP. So you won't see them on that document. They're here and they actually go in there. When you go down here, you look at our phys ed teacher. We actually have 1 full-time teacher and 1 para in that role. Gifted, this is what we should have based on our gifted allotment, but we only have 2 full-time gifted teachers. That is because our homeroom teachers are gifted certified now, but we do have a gifted lead teacher in each building. We did that last year. All right. And then I don't think we have any more negatives on that page. Look at this one. We don't have a bookkeeper, but a secretary or a school business manager can do the same thing. School clerk, 211. We're only going to have 1 because the next one's going to be 232. School counselor, we're actually suggested to have 3. We just got our 2nd, and now we got to get another one. But that's okay. We're great with 2. So that's why we're negative here. And then everything else is in the positives. Any questions?
Was there any concern from the teachers or staff about the plan?
Good question. No, I don't think so. I still got to meet with some of the abolished teachers. So I was waiting on that. I have two special education teachers that will be abolished that do not have positions next year. So that's going to be a tougher question. I did speak with some other principals that I think I might be able to get them interviews and go over with, but I think the teachers felt good about it. They were very happy about the general maintenance person. And they loved the school business manager and providing opportunities for our teachers to grow. So that was good. I probably could take just a second right now too, Aaron. That was a good segue to talk about just some current vacancies that we have right now. And I just want to speak to that really quickly. For this school year, immediate hires. We did have our hourly teacher. She had to go back home and care for an ill family member. So we do have a current vacancy for this school year for the last 12 weeks of the school. We need a certified teacher, $50 an hour, 29 hours a week. So that is a gap that we have right now. Another one we have is the site manager position. Our site manager moved on and we had someone completely ready to go. The site manager is what runs both of our buildings. And when it gets hot outside, we need one because our HVAC is not the best. So we don't have that right now. And it fell through. We had somebody coming from another school, a charter school, and that charter school actually counter offered him and was able to give him more money to keep him, something that I'm not familiar with schools, but I guess charter schools can do that. And then we have an assistant principal vacancy. I will tell you that. I will let everybody know on here that Miss Topper, our amazing assistant principal, was just awarded a new position in central office, which is the new director of elementary school curriculum and instruction. So she's going to be over all of teaching and learning really for elementary schools. Super excited for her. Big growth opportunity. She made it through 4 rounds of interviews. And her last day is going to be March 10th. So we're going to have an assistant principal interview panel and a vacancy. And we have the position posted and we're looking for great individuals, internal and external, that can apply and really help, help our school instructionally. That is a blessing and a curse when you have an assistant principal who does so much at this time of the year, especially like managing all of our testing and Georgia milestones and our fourth grade assessment coming up and MAP and all that other fun stuff. So we're just kind of working as a team now to divide some of those jobs up. But I did want to make sure that y'all knew that we do have 3 current vacancies kind of right now. Okay, let's talk about our staffing, non-staffing tab. We don't have a ton of money in this non-staffing tab, if you remember, because we have a reserve of 200K coming our way, and I'm carrying over 150 for next year. Some people ask me questions. Do you think we're going to get that 150 or is APS going to take it? And I will tell you, they could never guarantee me that because they wouldn't do that. But the hope is that we get that money. Every now and again, they shave some money off of their reserve if the district needs it, and it would come out of everyone's, but they won't touch that 150 because that's ours. And then we only have about 39K moving over to start the year, which is let me let Kim in, which is a great way to start the year. It's a good amount of money. I've made it through entire years with that amount of money, but we're going to have a lot more coming our way. But you can see that we don't have anything in overtime or any other buckets right now because they're suggesting that we have these amount. We really don't have anything over there, but we'll get those buckets filled once the school year starts. Budget by function is here. Most of this, almost, over 75% of our funds, that's 13 million, are going towards instruction, which is where you want to see. You don't want to see the pie too big on one side. You can see FTE equals people, fully certified people, 85 people dedicated to instruction, 10 in pupil services. We talked about what those people were. Let's talk about our reserve. This is what we're getting. I'm not putting the 150 in there because I don't consider that necessarily part of our reserve. But if we have it, it's going to help us even more because we'll be able to create even more positions. But I want to go off exactly what I know that we're going to have. And we're looking at hiring intervention teachers, adding money to signature program, and then really building out a paraprofessional for DLI. And that's not written on here, but it's under the sparking curiosity. So I wanted to leave that, and a pair is about 50K. So instead of adding it to a signature program line, when our GOTeam comes back together in the fall, we discuss about using those funds how we want. And if we have $350,000 because we had our 904 kids show up, we have plenty of money to get a paraprofessional for K2 DLI, possibly 3-5 DLI as well. but at least one for sure. And then we can make all the moves that we want to make with everything else that we have. So the idea is that we support DLI because they did not get a ton of lower class sizes this year. But don't forget that DLI does have the dedicated eighth teacher or seventh teacher in Miss Park who works directly with them. Any questions around the reserve or the plan? We're going to do a lot more with this than just this slide because this can change a lot. All right, I want to show you this slide. This is new. Let's talk about what our grade levels are going to look like in their class sizes. Okay, I'm going to walk you through it. When I first put this slide together on January 6th, we had 911 students, not including pre-K, so that gives us another 20, but we don't get funding for them. We're about 915 right now. Had about 4 more kids come in. Our projections are 904, right? We don't typically start the year with over 900 kids. We usually start the year with about 880, 890. They pushed me a little high on this one because I thought we were getting a lot of those general administrative transfers, those school choice in K2. But then once I had my template set, they took it back on me. So that's kind of why I have that 150 reserve. But I'm still confident with our numbers and our funding and our PR marketing teams that we'll be able to get 904. But if not, we'll have enough money to level that. So I have 8 teachers in K. I have 173 projected students, okay, because I did have 4 school choice added in there, but I don't have it. We may not get those kids, but that's what we're staffed for. All right. And then these are my DLI classes are always the first 2. We're going to have a vacancy here only because of a retired teacher. This is going to be a staff move-in, so that abolished kindergarten para, that abolished special education para is going to move into a kindergarten para here, and these are our class sizes in K. A lot better than lots of other schools. We're going to have 8 teachers in first. We currently have 162. We're projected at 167. All right, so these 173 are going to roll into 167. Here's our DLI numbers, 24, 24. Here's our class sizes for first grade. Really no changes, no color changes. Here's second grade. We're projected at 159, rolling up from 162. You see how they usually count us as losing a few kids in between there? They don't count as gaining any new ones, okay? When I say +4 SC, that stood for school choice at the time, but you don't have to worry about that now. It's just going to be totally in that number. And these are our class sizes. Our DLI will roll up. That's a great DLI class size right there, but it keeps all these other class sizes here. And when you talk to second grade parents about having 18 in the class, they love that. This is that newly created position that we have on our template to help keep our class sizes lower. All right, here's third grade, DLI right here, projected at 144, rolling up from 152. Okay. Here's our numbers. And actually, there should be one more 18 down here. I'm so sorry about that. I didn't write that on there. But here's our class sizes. Okay, we are going to slide in a new teacher into third from another grade level. So that's just a little change there. I usually put a green so we can know that we're already filled that. It's not a vacancy, but somebody new's moving in. Okay. And actually, I'm sorry, we actually are having 7 on third grade. So those numbers are correct because there was 7 in second grade this year. But there's 8 in third grade right now, meaning we have to have 8 in fourth next year. We only have 6 right now. So here's our fourth grade next year, our big grade level. Okay. We're creating a fourth grade position. All right. We're going to move a teacher into fourth grade, level it out. Okay. That's that green. And here's our class sizes for fourth, all under 20. DLI is looking a little smaller, a little better there. And then take a look at fifth, which I love. I got to tell you, I love seeing 50 DLI still in fifth grade. I will be very impressed if that actually happens. Most of those kids are going to leave, unfortunately. They sign applications that literally say you'll stay till the end of fifth grade, but we lose about 20 of them throughout, and that happens. So I doubt we'll have that many there. But because we only had 6 homerooms on fourth, this is what fifth grade is looking like average-wise. They got 121. We're going to be projected at 113. I will tell you it will be much higher than that. We get about 15 or 20 new kids in fifth grade. But it might average out to that. I don't know. The guy's usually pretty accurate, but I wanted to show this. I wanted to show you our homerooms. I wanted to show you our class sizes because that was big for our Go team, and we know how they'll support our DLI in the future moving forward. Any questions about this slide?
Jay, will you let Kelly Shields in? I think may have,
Yes, I
she's
let
trying
her
to get in
Thank
for
you.
public comment, maybe.
Yeah, thank you. All right, I'm going to keep rolling here. Okay. I want to talk about, these are just FTEs. So anytime you see the one, that just means a person is in that role. Okay. So anything that's not color coded has not changed at all. Still have our readers or leaders, 2 gifted, 2 SST 504 coordinators, up 2.5 ESOLs and 2.5 EIPs. They equal the same person. They just do 2 different things, but it equals a whole staff member. So it's really 2 here, 2 here. We're sorry, just 2 here. It's really not 4 staff. It's only 2. We have 3 world language teachers, 2 French, 1 Spanish, 2 media, 2 art, 2 music, 2 PE, 1 IB, 2 counselors. There's the other one. 1 social worker. We have 2 autism teachers, but one of is going to be a vacancy that we have to fill. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 special ed teachers. 3 are getting abolished. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 special ed paras. 3 are getting abolished. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 next year, non-instructional paras. The green one is a new one that one of these abolished is going into. Okay. The other one, the other abolished, if you remember, is going into this kindergarten role right here. Okay. So they all have positions. We just got to find one for that last one because I got 2 of them, but one does not have a position yet. We have an hourly cafeteria. We have 1 EELT, that's our special education lead teacher or exceptional ed lead teacher, and then we fund a 0.5 as well. We have 1, 2, 3, and I'm sorry I got cut off, but no, that's right, 3 APs, but one of them is going to be a current vacancy. We have to hire that this year. We have 1 program admin. We have 1. These are our secretaries and clerks. So we're abolishing 1 clerk and 1 secretary, and we're creating 232s, secretaries and clerks. Hopefully those people can apply and earn that position. We're going to be creating a school business manager position. We have our 2 SROs. We're creating the general maintenance, and we have a current vacancy for site manager. That's current. Everything that we talked about has been reflected on our budget template and then also on our on the slides that were previous. Any questions about any of these staffing documents that I shared? I just kind of wanted you to see class sizes mostly and then positions, but everyone should be accounted for.
2 questions from me, Jay. One
Yep.
is, could you describe what's pictured in scope for the business manager
Yeah, good
position
question.
at Morse Brandon? I know what that person does at Sutton, but I'm just trying to conceptualize what they would do at Morse Brandon.
Yeah. Okay, great. So first question, I will tell you. So at our school, we have a secretary that kind of acts as the business manager. So she handles all of our budgeting, all of our finances. She does all of our POs and requests and funding. So she handles all of our money. And honestly, if you were to go back to the suggested slide, that typically falls under the job of a bookkeeper. So she's a little out of scope for kind of what she does right here. That would be a bookkeeper, and we don't have one, but she's kind of doing that role. On top of that, she's what's called a SAM for me. And a SAM is, I'm part of a principal program, and a SAM is somebody that manages a separate calendar for me to ensure that all of my time is spent in classrooms and that my time can be much more instructional. And I set my goals for my instructional time. Because of that, she manages my calendar. We have morning meetings. We talk about what classrooms I need to get into, and she helps me really look at data that way. On top of that, my goal is to have her begin to manage more of the operational side. So right now, our APs handle transportation, nutrition, and safety. I handle all of PTO and foundation and GOTeam. The idea would be that the business manager would now take on from our assistant principals, transportation, nutrition, and safety, just kind of the drills, the processes, the knows for the teachers. She would begin to come to foundation and PTO meetings with me and take notes. And then the idea is that whatever we're taking off of APs, they're going to be more instructional. They're going to be less operational and much more instructional, because we are here at Brandon for one reason, and that's the teach and learn. And our teachers know that, and our students know that. And there's a lot of great side effects to Brandon, but our number one area is teaching and learning, and I want to make sure our APs can do that. So hopefully that kind of described that to you, Chris. And yeah, that's kind of what you'll be doing.
Yeah, totally. Okay. And then switching gears on a question, appreciating that I guess a couple, like two FTEs whose positions are abolished, don't have a home, so to speak.
Right.
What are there scenarios where if we were positively surprised with enrollment in August, before the cutoff, where you have greater than expected funding,
Right.
versus what's budgeted? Like, how would you think about prioritizing that? Would you have sort of a highest and best use mentality towards it, across grade levels or positions, or would your mind first go to restoring or continuing those type of special education positions?
Yeah, those are good questions. So two things. One is, that's a great question. The special ed position right now, that's a federally funded position. So that's not my school budget. So they're not going to be patient and let me wait to the 15th day of school. So it's like I have to abolish them now.
Got
By
it.
the time we get to the 15th day, these teachers are going to have jobs somewhere else, right?
Yep.
And what's annoying, and I will say, and if the GOTeam, this is great for y'all to hear, but exceptional education, special education projections go like this. And we're sending 25 kids with IEPs in 5th grade to Sutton. So that's 2 teachers. But we got 160 kindergartners come in with God knows what, we have everything.
Yeah.
So, and then all of a sudden, 15 days in, we earn another teacher. And I got to try and hire a teacher who's not under contract, not in a school, that's able to transfer, that kind of stuff. So I will tell you, it's not a good model. I don't love it. I don't know another way around it. I still think that, like, we were staffed at 6.2 and she gave me the 7 teachers kind of. But I will tell you that my goal is, and I do have 2 principals that have vacancies for 2 special ed teachers, is to get these teachers at those schools. So I'm pretty confident they won't be back at Brandon. When we come to enrollment, though, 15 days in, I think 904 is going to be challenging to hit. If we came in at 920 and we got 15 extra kids, that's a lot of extra money too that we can use however we want. And the thing is, we have to look at the grade levels to see if we need to create any more homerooms if it gets a little heavy over that 22 mark. But our homerooms are such good size right now that we would need like almost an extra, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 kids on 1st grade, just only in 1st to even put us over 22. Over in 5th grade, we would need 6, 12 plus another, 12. We need 24 extra kids in 5th grade just to probably make us have another class. So I think that we can be flexible with that money and that every kid's going to have a place to go without pushing class sizes. And then we can really look at how we want to spend that together. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you touched on a couple things. You talked about sort of the timing elements of like the transfer, I'll call it the transfer portal, that are just sort of inconvenient. But you're also saying there's pretty ample cushion across the different
we have
grade levels. So it's not like there's an obvious,
and I will tell you, I've been in schools
goes where
we could be here and we'd be at 25. Like literally, you could have 25 in a class. Plenty of schools have 5th graders with 25 in a class. And that's where they are. But all of a sudden you get 6 more kids. Now you're at 27 in a class and it becomes a lot. So they really have to, okay, now I might have to split these classes up and then create another class. And a lot of people do that. I've done that before. It's not good. Nobody wants to split 8 classes and make another one. So y'all's vision of having 18 to 22 in a class, like that's a great vision because it's going to give us that cushion too, to make sure that we don't have to do that. You pay the price on other ends. Like we don't have a bunch of coaches, right? Like some schools have math coaches, reading coaches, science coaches. Like we pay, like it's coming from somewhere. We use our administrative team as our instructional leaders. We have our readers or leaders coach, one of them. But you bring up a really good point, and it is a bit of a roller coaster. And we always have extra money. in August, 15 days in, but finding the people to fill those positions is very difficult once the school years have already started. Yeah. Okay, so a couple questions. We talked about this last time we were here. If you have any questions about this, let me know. But we are now going to be in this. So I'm going to hand it back over to Kim because we need to go ahead and do a vote. And then we can close it out and move to public comment.
Okay. Thank you, Principal Bland, for sharing this information. I will now entertain a motion to approve the draft budget.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Dr. Forehand. A second.
Second.
Thank you, Aaron. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Okay, I think everyone said yes, Ashley. All opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Great. It has passed. Now we'll move on to information items. Well, we got most of the principals' report with the budget. And then I think you said, Jay, that the cluster meeting is late next week.
Right. Well, first of all, thank you for that vote. Been a principal for 8 years, and every year I turn my camera off when the vote comes because I don't want people to think that you have to vote. But this was our second meeting. I think we felt comfortable about it. So thank you so much for that support. I really appreciate it. Yes, there is no, so we did this meeting here, by the way. So Kim, we can meet in March. I don't know if they're going to give me anything else, but I do think we had a meeting in early March, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need that meeting?
We do not need that meeting now.
Okay, I think it was March 12th.
Yeah, and we did that. Remember, we pushed it really late to do that
Yep.
budget vote, but we said we'll hopefully vote on it before. So what we can do is cancel the March 13th meeting. We'll scrub it from the website, and I'll email the GOTeam office since we are well within our 2-week window. We can do that. Okay.
Okay, do you want me to do that? You want to do that?
You can do it. Yeah, just email the GOTeam office and say we approved our budget, and we don't need to meet March 12th.
Okay, I'll copy you, and then Ashley, I'll copy you, and then we'll ask to update the website, Ms. Landers.
Yes.
All
Got
right.
it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Now this was the old PowerPoint that we did last time, so we can slide right into public comment at this point. And then I'll go through the declaration one last time. So do you want to lead that part, Kim?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to find my public comment script.
All right.
Okay. We are permitting public comment. Hold on, let's see here. I assume I didn't see anything, but I checked earlier today about the, our little public comment Google
Yeah.
form that we always use.
And that's okay because I'm okay
We're
with
very
people-
informal.
Yeah,
Oh,
just coming
yay.
off mute.
Kelly, okay, hold on, Kelly. I'll just read our public comment format. So we'll have okay, so bear with me. 20 minutes will be allotted for public opinion. Each speaker will be limited to 2 to 5 minutes. Let's see here. Those wishing to comment will sign in at the beginning of the meeting. So thank you, Kelly. There will be a timekeeper. A place for a collection of written comments will be provided. So our meeting norms. So I don't know, there's our meeting norms. So just I don't know where my other piece of paper is, but just for those who have not been here with public comment, we will listen to everyone who has public comment, but we do not respond. We just quietly listen to them. And we will put that in the minutes. Okay, so and then we'll have announcements and then we'll end it. Okay, Kelly, looks like you from the chat you had public comment. So if you would like to start.
Sure. Thanks, Kim. It's great to see everyone. I did sign up this morning on the Google form.
Sorry,
so
today's been
apologies.
kind of
It's
a mess
okay.
for me. But go ahead.
I was trying to follow process. It's great to see everyone. My name is Kelly Shields. I have 2 Brandon students, a first grader and a third grader, both in DLI. And I have spent my career supporting and operating public schools, most recently in Atlanta Public Schools as the CFO of a 5,500 student charter network. And now I work for a nonprofit related to charter schools. But talking today around the Brandon budget, obviously I missed a bit of the first presentation today. I do watch all of the GOTeam meeting videos afterwards. I have a conflicting meeting. So I'm probably like one of the views on YouTube. And just wanted to send in some comments around the presentation from last week, which I'm sure was updated for this week. So if there's some like time gaps, I appreciate your grace here. But I wanted to first draw like the brightest line, which I saw in the budget around the changes year over year, which appeared to be largely operational and non-instructional. And so as GOTeam members, I just really encourage you to interrogate the theory of action that more non-instructional staff moves the needle on our most important academic goals. And I hear that we make investments related to our priorities. I also see that there are many priorities in Brandon's strategic plan, and I don't think it would be super difficult to connect any investment to one of the priorities that is stated there. And so just as a member of the public, would like to emphasize for the brightest and clearest line between investments ought to be between investment and academics, perhaps outside safety. For example, what was presented last week was that we're investing into non-special education paraprofessionals for a mentorship program, which to me as a parent is a nice to have and not a must have. And again, I would just interrogate how we're performing against our academic goals before making nice to have investments. I push back on the idea that we're not making trade-offs in our budget. I think everything is a decision and we're making trade-offs. And so I would love to hear more. And as a GOTeam member, would encourage you to hear what was considered on the cutting room floor before landing on these ideas. I'd also want to know more about the ask of the foundation. That is a very unique feature of our school, a benefit of our school. But those dollars are part of the total operating cost of running Brandon. And so, member of the public, as you are in your seats, would want to know what that request might look like because I didn't see field trips in the proposed budget. Could have missed them. But that would be something that I'd want to know. And then lastly, I saw a large investment in substitute teachers that was planned to be increased, which is not an FTE, but accumulates to more than the cost of FTEs. And so would just, again, want to know how those dollars are using to move the needle on academic outcomes. I understand that they offer the ability for teachers to have planned days out. And so, I'd like to hear more about what we expect from in terms of academic outcomes when all of our students get a day with a sub, and how these planned days out enhance the professional development already built into the calendar. So those are my three, main pieces of feedback about the budget. I'm at 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and I checked. I think I get up to 5 minutes according to the norms. So I'm just going to offer, before I close, some context and maybe a reframe on a talking point that I've heard in our communities since the redistricting conversations arose, which was around Brandon being the most efficient school, because I think it's really important that we're operating from the root causes of that. And so I'm just going to offer here why I don't really take pride in that metric, or one that I would say something that I'd be prideful in. So first, a lot of school budgets is based on personnel, and Brandon has a lower population of students with IEPs than other schools, so we need fewer special educators. But secondly, APS allocates its funding based on the average cost of a teacher. So the teacher that we're buying, the positions that we're buying today in the budget are based on average, and they are the same cost to every other school. But Brandon has the opportunity to hire teachers that have more experience and therefore are more costly to the overall APS budget, but not to the Brandon budget. So what this often looks like is that you have some schools that have to hire inexperienced, less costly teachers, and they're their budgets actually are below average. I would hypothesize that Brandon actually costs a whole lot more than the rate that we're talking about in terms of like the most efficient school. So when you put those two things together, like our most efficient school number is based on the students we serve, like the demographics of the students we serve, and then a district choice about how we allocate funds in the budget process. And so I would just, before saying that in lots of spaces, would, as a leader, want to like double and triple click to understand that we know like the root causes of Brandon being the most efficient school. I just think it's like an icky thing, and I wanted to help offer that context here about what I know about how APS builds its budget. So that's it for me today. I wish I could be here all the time, but again, I have a conflicting meeting, and I just appreciate the process and opportunity to offer public comment. And I hold an honor that you don't have to talk back to me.
Thanks, Kelly. I think the only other person that's not a non-GOTeam member on besides Kelly is Ashley. Ashley, do you have any public comment, or are you just listening today?
Listening.
Okay, just wanted to make sure you had the opportunity if you wanted to speak.
No, nothing today. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ashley. Okay. Oops.
Let me share my slide. I got one more to put out there before we close it out really quickly.
Oh yeah. I have to do the announcement thing too.
Okay.
Is yours about GOTeam?
It's about the declarations. Yeah, I just want to share
Yeah,
that.
okay,
that one
same
more
thing.
time.
We're on the same page.
Okay. And just give it a second. It takes a minute for me to populate. Might turn my camera off to see if I can get the bandwidth a little better. See it yet?
I see public comment.
Okay, cool. At least you see the screen. Oh, there it is. Almost had it. There it is. Just want to remind everybody, tomorrow is the last day. When is it? Saturday? 27th is tomorrow, or 28th is tomorrow? Tomorrow. So it's Saturday. Looks like Saturday is the last day. Declaration is here. We've had some great candidates from what I've heard that have declared. We need 2 people on our team. There are some people that are eligible to run again. So just want to remind you that if you're rolling off and you're eligible, please feel free to declare. We want to find the best people, most collaborative people, informative people to work on our team. And that's all I have. So Kim, I'm going to send it right back over to you.
Okay, and that was my announcement. So you took my thunder. We have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Erin. A second?
I second.
Thank you, Melissa. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, well, the meeting is adjourned and is now 4:15. Thank you, everyone. Stay dry.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Bye-bye, everyone.
everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you.